Hi there, and welcome to Orca Security. Even though Orca is only 2 years old, we already have more public logos and full case studies than companies 10 times our size, including major financial institutions, fintech companies, and other regulated industry. For decades before Orca, there were two de facto delivery methods for cybersecurity: endpoint-based and network-based. Then, cloud computing emerged. Agents and scanners weren't enough as they don't cover the configuration of the cloud itself. So the industry invented Cloud Security Posture Managers, or CSPMs, which look at the cloud configuration. They can detect security issues such as public S3 buckets or overprivileged roles. But cloud workloads are essentially a black box for them. For that, we were told to use agents or network scanners as we did in the 90s. This patchwork of combining CSPMs and workload agents has two primary deficiencies. The first is that agents simply don't work for the cloud. They have incredibly high total cost of ownership and tons of organizational friction. Worse, ephemeral workloads may run for a few minutes only before agents even manage to wake up and do anything. The second is that this siloed approach to security means that each security tool sees only part of the puzzle. Security practitioners need to combine all the pieces themselves, and this simply isn't feasible. We decided to look at the problem entirely differently. Cloud workloads are materially different than 90s data centers, so why would we want to treat them the same way? To do this, we invented a unique patent-pending technology called SIDESCANNING. SIDESCANNING enables the Orca platform to read deep into each workload, whether that's a standard VM, a container, or containers as a service, without any of the operational costs and limitations associated with workload agents, network scanners, or CSPMs. Sidescanning works by collecting data directly from the workload's runtime block storage in an out-of-band manner. This means that after a quick, one-time deployment, we surface the most important risks: vulnerabilities, malware, misconfigurations, lateral movement risk, authentication issues, and more, both in the workload and in the cloud configuration, all while guaranteeing 100% coverage. In fact, Orca leverages these same methods to provide instant-on continuous compliance. Implement both cloud and workload level compliance tests, and showcase to regulators evidence of your ability to identify PII, software vulnerabilities, and improperly secured secrets. Implement PCI DSS workload controls, for example, including vulnerability management, malware scanning, and even file integrity monitoring, without ever deploying a single agent. This simply wasn't possible before Orca. Live Oak Bank values the balance that Orca brings between constant security vigilance and adherence to compliance standards, and fitting into existing operational processes without any friction from DevOps or anyone else, thanks to the one-time deployment process with no agents to fuss with. The Orca security platform builds a graph that encompasses all the cloud assets, their roles, connectivity, and trust. We use this graph to prioritize risk based on all three of these factors. In a real-life environment, this allows us to reduce the number of critical alerts by 3 or 4 orders of magnitude compared to siloed tools that simply don't take risk exposure or the blast radius into consideration, all the while improving your security posture. The cloud is materially different from on-premise. It enables businesses to innovate and execute much faster than before. To secure the cloud, we mustn't rely on friction-inducing technologies from the 90s that frankly didn't work well back then, and certainly aren't going to work now. Cloud security deserves better. It deserves Orca security.